Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day. I back to our beloved lecturer, Dr. Intan Diana, and our fellow friends. Today, I, Nur Wafa Akilah, and other group members, Nur Anissa, Nur Aina Afrina, and Nur Hamina Biha, will present the topic of why copper is a good conductor. But before we go deep into this topic, I will introduce to you what copper is. Copper is a chemical element that is located in group 11 and period 4 in the periodic table, and it also has the atomic number of 29. The symbol of copper is Cu. About 70 parts per million of copper is found abundant in the Earth's crust. It's also found in the seawater, but this is about 1 part per million of copper. There are two isotopes that is naturally exist, which are copper-63 and copper-65. Like other chemical elements, copper also have its chemical properties and physical properties. I will explain about the physical properties of the copper. The physical properties of the copper. First, we begin with its color. Copper have the reddish brown color, and it also have the red-orange metallic luster color. It is one of the metal that have its own color other than gray. Next, copper is a soft, malleable and ductile metal with very high thermal and electrical conductivity. This means that copper can be a good conductor. The boiling point and the melting point of copper is high. The melting point of the copper is 1083 degrees Celsius, and the boiling point of the copper is 2595 degrees Celsius. The copper has the density of 8.96 gram per centimeter cube. Next, Anissa will explain about the chemical properties of the copper.
Now, I will talk about the chemical properties of copper. As we already know, copper is a reddish color and takes a bright metallic luster. It is malleable and a good conductor of electricity and heat. Copper reacts with moist air, heat, acid, and chlorine. Action of air and moisture on copper. Copper gets covered with green layer of basic copper carbonate in the presence of carbon dioxide and moisture. Action of heat on copper. Copper, when heated to redness below 1370 Kelvin in the presence of oxygen or air, first, it gets converted to black cupric oxide, and further heating to above 1370 Kelvin, it gets converted into red cuprous oxide. Action of acids on copper. Dilute acids, such as chloric acids and sulfuric acids, have no action on these materials in the absence of air or an oxidizing agent. Copper dissolves in these acids in the presence of air. Action of chlorine on copper. Chlorine reacts with copper, resulting in the formation of copper chloride.
Hi, I am Aina, and now I will present to you guys about why copper is a good conductor of electricity. Electrical conductivity is a measure of how well a material transports an electric. Guys, did you know why copper is used for most electrical wiring? All metals have some amount of resistivity to electrical currents, which is why they require a power source to push the current through. The lower the resistivity, the more electrical conductivity a metal has. Copper has a low resistivity, therefore, copper is a good conductor. Next, copper is less oxidative than other metals. Oxidation can occur when oxygen and moisture in the air react with the metal surface. This reaction will corrode metals and it will produce rust such as on steel. Copper does not rust, but it will produce a greenish patina which is called copper oxide. However, this covering actually protects the metal from corrosion and don't interfere with the conductivity. Copper is a good conductor of electricity because its valence electrons are free and repel each other so strongly that it causes the repulsion of other electrons. This essentially forces the electricity down the piece of copper or conducts it down the metal. Any external influence will cause the repulsion action. So the force of the electricity itself is what sets the condition into motion. This repelling movement allows the electricity to moving freely. Unlike non-metallic solids that are composed of atoms which hold onto their electrons tightly, the tightly bond keeps the electricity from flowing from point A to point B. There are many metals that can be used as a conductor, but copper is the most popular one.
We will find copper in a variety of applications and technologies, from power cables, kitchen appliances, to construction tools and computers. Copper is among the most common household metals. So what exactly makes copper the popular choice for electrical wires? Let's find out. So, based on Afrina present earlier, we know that copper is a great conductor of electricity. Like all metals, copper is a conductor of electricity. But what makes it the superior choice over other metals? Aside from silver, copper provides the most effective form of conduction. The electrons are arranged in a way that allows for free movement so electricity can pass through the wires easily and efficiently. Next, copper also have a great resistance to its corrosion. Copper is less oxidative than other metals. Oxidation happens when the oxygen and moisture in the air reacts with a metal surface. This reaction corrodes the metal and produces a film-like covering like rust on steel. Copper does not rust, but will produce a greenish patina called copper oxide. Unlike rust, however, this covering actually protects the metal from further corrosion and doesn't interfere with conductivity. Besides, when we choose copper, we are getting the best of both worlds, effective and affordable. It's the optimal choice for manufacturing companies. Gold and silver are great conductors of energy. However, they are far more costly for an insignificant payoff in quality. Copper, on the other hand, offers superior conduction to gold at a much lower price point. While saving our money and being more energy efficient, copper is also highly ductile. In other words, we can bend and twist copper wire with minimal risk of damage. We obviously want a flexible wiring so it can thread it through our walls, floors, and ceilings without damage. Using a material that we can naturally bend and with through tight spaces is crucial. Without losing power or strength from shape deformity, copper wire makes for a highly efficient transmitter of energy. Last but not least, one of the huge advantages of copper is that its thermal resistance. Since they are resistant to heat, electrical wires made from copper are safer to use than other conductive metals. Copper's high thermal resistance not only prevents overheating, but it increases the lifespan of the wiring. As the current travels from one end of the wire to another, this high voltage can make a wire surface temperature very high. This jumps from high to low temperatures wears on electrical lines. However, copper can sustain this fluctuation without damage. That's all from our group. Thank you for watching this video.